Cool. So give that a try, section 3.6. So I now want to open it up to anything. We could do some more 3.6. We could talk about earlier sections. Say again?
Can you do more examples on 3.6, please?
Sure. Let's take some right out of the section here. Sorry.
That sounds evil.
What's that? Oh, no. You would know my evil laugh. That's not my evil laugh. It's like number 8. I don't think I signed this one. All cats have whiskers. All things with whiskers are dogs. Therefore, where'd he go? All cats are dogs. Shoot. So this is a good example if you got to divorce your immediate reaction to say, well, that's invalid. What the hell, man? What is this? Basic biology? No, screw that. It has nothing to do with what the statements are. In fact, you can look at them all like all A are B, all B are C, all A are C. I mean, it doesn't matter what you put in there word-wise. The truth of the statement doesn't matter. It matters the format of the argument. So, how do I draw all cats have whiskers?
A little kitty cat.
No, you don't want me doing that. Are you the cat circled? Yeah, and the big one's going to be whiskers. So all A are B. The second guy is the big guy. Every A has to be B. Does that make sense? That's kind of a generalization you can make.
Could you make the a-hole a little bigger? I'm sorry.
I was going to say something about you're already picking up. Something along those lines. All cats. So where's whiskers? Is it a big circle or a little circle?
Middle circle.
Big circle. All right. I do request if you're going to be a smart ass, then be humorous when you do it. That's good. All cats are dogs. Is that? I'm sorry. All things with whiskers are dogs. So what's got to happen there?
The whiskers is in the dog circle.
Yeah, the whiskers have to be inside the dog circle. So is the conclusion, is there any real other way to draw it? When they're all, there's only one way to draw it. That one's inside that one, that one's inside that one. It's like Russian nesting dolls. So, are all cats dogs?
Yes.
Yes, there you go. No, we're not saying that all cats are dogs. We're saying that the argument is valid. These premises lead to this. It would be another level of research to make sure if the statements themselves are true or not. But this is a valid argument. I really wanted to do that one because, again, it's so obviously not true, but I don't give a shit. I care about, do these lead to this by itself? Divorcing the truth of the statement from it. Do you guys understand? Because there's 2 levels to analyzing somebody's argument. Is the argument itself valid, and are the little pieces of their argument true or false? Those are 2 really major steps to take. Especially when you argue with somebody who you know their conclusion is true, you try to find the weak spots in their argument if you don't like the conclusion they reach. That sounds a lot like freaking politics to me, but...
Or those trolls that like pick at your grammar because you're right.
Oh, exactly. That's drawing the attention away. Yeah, okay. So is everybody cool with that one?
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. Is there a weird one? How about, I don't know. Oh, yeah. Well, that's stuff. What the what? Yeah. I don't know. Do you guys want to do more of those?
Yeah.
I mean, you just got to get in there and try them. I mean, they feel like they're not going to be that terrible. Just got to be careful about what circles you need. Label them correctly to make it. Don't, please, dear God, don't turn this in. At least tell me. At least if you're going to do that, tell me what A is, tell me what B is, tell me what C is. But better is just put quick little phrases in them, so it's easier for me to grade. Good Lord. Yes.
What about using like the first syllable of each word?
Whatever's going to make it easy to distinguish. So that'll work. First syllable. Yes.
For those truth tables, which I'm sure we're going to have some of, we can shorthand it, right? So let's say A and B. If I show you that I filled in B and I already know B is false, I don't have to fill out A, right? Because I know if it's and one is false, it's going to be false, right?
Okay. When you have to plug individual values in?
In the truth tables, yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. So like if I had a big thing here and a big thing there, you know this is false.
Yes.
I got you.
I
And
don't
that's actually okay, because I always like to say the more you know, the less you have to do. So if you realize that an and requires both parts to be true, and you discover that one part is false, it doesn't matter what the other part is.
You don't mind if I shorthand?
Don't mind. So what do you think I'm going to do? Make sure that no, I'm not sure. Anytime you understand something better, there should be quicker ways to discover. So in math, I always say the more you know, the less you should have to do. Right? So that's fine. If you see that, as long as you make it clear what the heck you just did, I'm cool with it. Say like, and, doesn't matter, and false, so it's false. Bam!
So if we're doing like the truth table and we at one point discover that it's not valid then or true, should we just stop there?
Well, this would be the situation where I give you like P is true, Q is false, R is false, you know. So he's saying if I notice, if it's an and, like if I said P implies not Q and R or S or something, and you figure out that this is false, doesn't matter what this is.
Because true can't be false, right?
Well, and can only be true if they're both. So no matter what this is, the answer is going to be false.
But
Cool.
Even in the truth tables, I was talking about that too, because you're going to have, like, if it's all and one side, let's say, is isolated, it's just P, you know, until you're doing the 3, the PQR, there's going to be 8, the latter half is going to be all false, so I know that whole latter half is all false.
Exactly, but it doesn't mean you can escape filling in the answers. It just means you get the answers quicker. That's fine. You can't escape putting the answers in, right?
Just
So
for one side.
if I see this and I have a whole row of F's, it doesn't matter what's over here, does it? Right? Because this is only false if.
True implies false.
So if this is false, does it matter what's over there? No, this is true, true, true.
Yeah, I'll put those answers, but not the one on the right.
Can you still write everything if it helps you?
Yes. Of course. No. He's asking if he's allowed to write less.
Okay.
And I would say be careful. I mean,
I have examples on there.
Okay.
The one I just turned in.
I got you. But normally I'm okay with that as long as I really see that you understand what you're doing. You with me? Because sometimes people luck upon something and they don't really understand what they just did. I'm like, oh shit, but I have a feeling you might. So you're probably going to be okay. All right. So the reason I want you to show your work, I don't know if you understand this, but 120, that's the thing. The answer almost doesn't matter. Yes, it's all about thought process, right? Which is true when I teach algebra too. I mean, you're not building bridges yet. Nobody's going to die if you get the wrong answer, right? So I always grade heavier on concept. Just show me you understand what the hell you're doing. And if you don't understand what the hell you're doing, come see me. That's something we got to fix. Yes?
Do you have time after class?
A little bit. Yep. I'm still grading stats tests. It's kind of hanging over me.
Oh, you guys are still doing that.
Come on. Yes?
Remember from like the practice test what D. Morgan's laws are?
Oh, yeah, sure. So the Morgans were the lucky logic rules that look like what? Does anybody know? What does it look like you're doing? Distribution. It's not distribution. You're not really doing it. It just ends up looking like it. So it looks like, and the thing you got to remember, you distribute it to all of these, right? So this becomes what? Exactly. So if this would have been an or, it would become an and, right? So those are the two De Morgan's laws, the main ones. But we also had, who remembers this one?
And then that, you just leave it like that.
It's not.
Say again? Sorry?
Right?
When would I lie? If I said, if you make an A, I'll buy you a car. When would I be a liar? When would it be a falsehood that when I made that statement?
If you make an A, don't get a car.
Yeah. If you make an A, don't say if. You made an A, but, which is another word for and, you don't get a car. That's the time you can be pissed off at me. That's the time that I lie. So what's the opposite of the statement? What's the negation of the statement is to make that statement false. So if you made an A and you did not get a car, then I was a liar. So that's another. So that shows you we got lucky on these. And let me write the other one fully out here just so you don't. So if it was this, it would become that. Is that cool? Just the symmetric of the first one. That one obviously is not distribution at all. It doesn't look like distribution at all. It's just the way logic works. And so are these. We just got lucky that it looks like distribution. Does it really matter if you think about it like distribution? No, it's great because it looks like it. So what the hell? You can think about it that way.
Why is P up for the bottom one A, not P?
Yeah, I don't remember learning this at all.
We talked about this last time. Yes,
Probably not.
we did. Because we're crazy. And it's on 3-4, right?
I think you told us there was only one that we needed to do.
Well, there's only two. These two.
And then there's another.
This one I'm not going to make you memorize. But it's there. It's in the homework.
Okay.
But you can reference. It's on page 132. But I'm not going to make you memorize it. These two you need to memorize. You need to know. And that's pretty straightforward to memorize. So what would this be?
Be S or not Q.
Yeah. S or not Q. All right. Let that be simple. All right. Let me go ahead and give you guys the answer key before I lose anybody. Oh, I'm not sure what you mean. You mean my website where you send me the homework sheet? It's Grossmont's website / people. There we go. Simple all over the top. It's on the top. Yes. What's up, guys?
Okay, so for the for the test, if we turn in the homework, all the homework in the day test, we do the corrections. Will the homework still be? Will that be today? If we turn in the homework back like on Wednesday when we're done?
All right, wait a minute. Let me parse that. Homework corrections are not due until the day of the final. Yeah. Quiz and test corrections are due by the day of the next test. Homework, I want you to keep up with the new stuff. You do the old corrections whenever you can. The final's cumulative, so I don't mind. Test and quizzes, I want them turned in sooner so that things are kept fresh in your brain and so that your grade is kind of like where it's, I can tell you where you are for real.
So when you turn the test, when you turn the homework on the day of the test on Monday,
Yes.
and say not all the homework is correct, will we still get credit for it?
Yeah, and when I say correct mistakes, if you get enough of them right, you'll get full credit. So turning it in on time is huge.
We have for virtually forever to correct it.
Sure. And if you call the length of our class infinity, then yes, you have.
Well, that's what's so great about the word virtual.
You have forever. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Number 13 and 13A, is that on here?
That's why we just did them up on the board.
Oh, okay. And then one more.
Yes.
For B, 13B, that one, that's invalid, correct?
Oh, I left. So remember, yeah, we could draw it so that long things intersected impossible, so it's invalid. I can draw the first two in a way that the last one is not represented.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
11B, and like looking at it.
Oh, yeah. On number 11, there are multiple ways. I just gave one way to estimate. There's not one right way, but there are several wrong ways, right? 11A is the idea of multiplication, so you don't break the rule unless it's the only way that makes sense. So there's no reason to break the rule in 11A. What's the rule when you multiply? I'm showing you right now. If one goes, the other one has to go down. On division, part B, if one goes up, the other one must also go. They have to go the same direction to keep about the same answer, right? And we know that because all day we do 1/2 equals 2/4. We made both of them go up. We know that already. And part C, there's definitely a lot of different ways to do that. I just did the first way to come to mind.
Okay.
You don't have to do it the way I did it. And please, a couple people still don't seem to understand that estimation is not doing a problem and then rounding at the end. Estimation is rounding before you've done any work, right? It's supposed to be something you can do in your head. That's why a lot of people's papers said, in your head? Yes, in my head. No, I don't think so. Right? Or you can come prove it to me. Right? I want to see if you're a human calculator. Could be. I don't know. Yes?
How many questions are going to be on it?
I don't know. Let's see. Normally about in the mid-20s. And when I say that, I mean I'm counting ABC. Because I had a teacher that said, we have 5 questions on this set, and they were all like A through J. That ain't 5 questions. So this had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Yeah, it's a little shorter than this maybe. Something like on the range of this. Like number 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not going to ask you that. I put that on here so that you know you need to know those, but you need to know those so you can make truth tables. I'm not going to put 5, 6, 7, 8 problems like that. You just got to know those to make truth tables. I like it. And be really careful. Again, don't just look at the answer key and agree with me. And don't do these like 5 times. I remember the first time I made a practice, first time I ever taught, I had this guy come up to me, he was pissed. And I'm like, what do I do with this guy? He's kind of big, shit. And he said, I studied your practice test for 8 hours, and I did the problems over, and I knew it, and I got a D on your test. I'm like, yeah, you knew the frickin' practice test? Shit. You didn't know my actual test? What the hell do you want from me? So, understand the ideas that are on here. Do the problems once, maybe twice, and if you have a lot of trouble with it, go find a problem like it that has an answer in the back of the book. So you can try it and do it, right? Just be smart about how you study. I might as well say this too. Some of you guys are looking at me, drooling. If you're ready for the test, you don't have to sit here staring at me. You can leave. It's okay. I'm not going to write your name down.
Have you look over that problem then?
Which problem?
Or the work, rather.
Oh, yeah. Does anybody have another question? Yes.
For number 10, yeah, the answer is always twice. But if you put in 0, then we're more than twice, though, right?
Why? What do you get at the end?
That would be 0.
And what's twice 0?
Well, 0, but
There you go.
it's the same as the starting number, though.
How do I say this? So if you start with 2, you get 4, don't you? Which is 2 more than the starting number. But the rule has to be the thing that always works. So if you start with 3, you get 6. Isn't that plus 3? Do you see what I'm saying? So just because there's another possible rule for a specific number doesn't mean that's the rule. Does that make sense? So I like what your question is, but you got to realize you can do that with every single number. You can think of a different rule for every individual number. But when you do a few numbers, you're like, oh, the rule must be double. That's what always happens. Does that make sense? So I like your question, but it's got to be always applicable, the rule that I come up with.
Sorry,
Yes.
no one's into this, but when you said estimation, you made a chart work, right?
Just do it again.
For estimation, you said you helped with the chart work.
Oh, I'm sorry.
For
Or
estimation.
estimation, you show your work, right?
Of course,
Okay.
yes, definitely. That's so desperately important. The important thing with estimation is how you estimate. Yes.
And then for number 4C, or it says eggs are discussed.
Ah, good. I was waiting for somebody to ask about that.
Where it's used De Morgan's laws, so that's like, my answer would be eggs are not avoidable or disgusting?
No.
No?
So first off, I want to ask you, how would you say this? Let's say that P is Jeff likes. I don't know why I'm thinking about potatoes. I think I was just hungry and potatoes. And Q is I am from Ireland. All right, Jeff. What's going on? How would you say this in English? This is important. I mean, how would you say, and this is in the book, a few places in the book.
It is false.
Good, beautiful. It is false that Jeff likes potatoes and I am from Ireland. You with me? So, how do you write in symbols 4C? How do you write that in symbols? The way it is right now. Eggs are disgusting.
That could be P, so eggs are disgusting.
Good.
P.
And that's a true statement, by the way.
Yeah. But
Make
maybe-
cakes. Every egg you eat is a cake that could have been. Sorry. I hate eggs. I do. But make cakes, that's fine. I'm sorry. But.
But is the and or
Good. Not avoidable.
not a,
So
if
Not
oh,
avoidable. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, become a cute.
Negation is cute.
All right, now, this is neat. I love this problem because it's an English problem. Plus, it's like, how do I use De Morgan's? There's no distribution. Well, you can undistribute. That's why I'm thinking about this. So if you took a negative out, right? Do you remember that from algebra? Take a negative out, what happens to everything on the inside?
Not P or Q.
Good, not P or Q. There you go. Now, what is that in English? If it starts in English, your answer better end up in English.
Okay, so it's false.
It is false that
That eggs are not disgusting
eggs, good, are not disgusting
or avoidable.
or avoidable. Yeah, but I've already got it on the answer kit. Why am I writing it all out? Is that cool?
Yeah.
So it's neat because you're converting from English to math, working with the math, and then converting back to English. Right? And math is like that. We do a lot of things where we convert to the visual, we work with the visual, and then we translate it back to the math, the algebra, whatever. Right? And this is just a different take on that.
Do you have this one here? So this is 54 and 2.4. That was the equation, how do you do the converse and all that stuff? And you use the whole parentheses and just negate that? Or
So this one, all right. I like that. So there's a problem. So what was the converse? If it was just this, if P then Q, and what's section?
Just move them around. If Q, then
Beautiful. So yours is this here, right? So
if
you think of this whole thing as one thing. There you go.
so, the same with
Converse would just be-
positive. You're just gonna flip them and
Think of this as one thing.
Always.
Yeah.
All right.
This is one thing by itself, so it moves just like it would be if it was just Q.
Okay.
And then you write the English after you move the letters around.
And then one more question for 10C. It says when what's your guess from part B using deductive reasoning? That's like,
You start with the most general number you can, which is X or N, and then you apply the steps.
see, I did that though, but it was like, it was weird. It was like X plus 3
Good.
divided by 3.
Good.
But it's like the 3's can't cancel. Right?
No.
They can't. So it would be X plus 3 in parentheses
Sure.
times 6.
Over 3, right? Times 6. And what can the 3 and the 6 do?
Oh, 3 and 6 they can cancel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or, I mean, you could, if you have x plus 3 over 3, what can you do with that by itself? You can split it up. What's being divided by 3? X is being divided by 3, and 3 is being divided by 3.
Oh, so x plus 1.
Well, x over 3 plus 1. Where'd the 1 come from?
The
3 over 3.
3 over 3.
So it's just doing the LCD and breaking it back up over the LCD, right? And then I can reduce separately for 1, 2.
What number is
But how does that end up being like x is double? Okay.
Oh, well, that's just that step. So I get x over 3 plus 1, and then I got to multiply by 6, so I got to distribute 6, right? Keep doing the next, so it's x over 3 plus 1. The next step is multiply by 6.
So 6x.
So I get 2x plus 6, and the last step is subtract 6. Yeah. So no matter what you do, you can't escape 2x at the end.
Okay.
And very quickly, this is something that people forget about, but if I had 8 over 3, couldn't I write that as 6 plus 2 over 3? And why is that good? Because 6 divided by 3 is 2, and 2 divided by 3 is, well, 2 divided by 3. So that's 2 and 2/3. This is another way to get mixed numbers, right? Sorry.
That one's really cool.
Yeah, because, it's just a little side note. You don't have to know that because you already know how to make mixed numbers, hopefully. But that's just another way to look at it. Break it up into something I can do and something I can't. So I do the part I can, I don't do the part I can't. I don't know if you guys remember, do you guys remember how to do this? Square root of 50?
yeah.
You break it up into a part you can do and a part you can't do. And then you do the part you can and you don't do the part you can't. Holy shit, that's the same idea kind of goes through a lot of different things in math. Yeah. So that's why I call this reducing the radical, because it's a lot like reducing a fraction or something like that. Right? So it kind of feels this way. I was simplifying the radical, right? Okay. Oh, sure.
So just like here, see, I already did the and. I know it's so I don't even need to worry about because that's all false.
Oh yeah, because these are false. I like it. So
Or like I did it here because let's see, what am I? I'm evaluating the and, so I know
and
which
is these are all false, so it doesn't matter.
right.
Okay.
That
Okay.
kind of thing?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
Just make the answer very easy to find. You know what I'm saying?
I usually
answer row.
I do columns for each one.
I wasn't just in truth table, please, correct?
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I
And it's
did,
like too much work, but it's also
I did
the
this,
different skills that you have to do.
yeah, so I think I did this before we
Discussion.
explained that, so it, this is just the one where we,
Just plug the
Plug it
values
in.
in and work with it directly. It's a lot quicker. You get a lot more work.
yeah, that's what I was just like,
Yeah.
I didn't.
Sure. Anytime.